Egypt is politically deadlocked after as many as 8 people died in brutal clashes in Cairo. Protesters stormed the national headquarters of the Muslim Brotherhood Sunday. According to Euronews, guards at the Muslim Brotherhood headquarters fired on protesters to push them back. Those behind the protest movement gave Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi until Tuesday to resign as millions of demonstrators took to the streets. They want early elections, but it doesn't look like Morsi will grant that wish. He won Egypt's first democratic election about a year ago. These were the largest protests since the 2011 revolution that brought an end to the Mubarak regime. The opposition feels Morsi has failed to address economic and security problems since being elected a year ago. A spokesperson for President Morsi has called for dialogue between protesters and the government. A BBC correspondent says for that to work, the president would have to offer major concessions, perhaps on a rewritten constitution. And from the sounds of it, this is something else he's unlikely to do. In an interview with The Guardian, Morsi remained steadfast in his position as president. He seemed to be asking what kind of precedent would that send. There will be people opposing the new president too, and a week or a month later they will ask him to step down. What's critical in all of this is the adoption and application of the Constitution. But a change in personnel might be just what Egypt needs. Former Assistant Secretary of State spokesperson P.J. Crowley told CNBC at the time the Mubarak regime was toppled, Egypt hoped for
someone who could unify a newly empowered but still fractious political environment. What they got was a Morsi, a political operative who spent the last 2 years solidifying the Muslim Brotherhood, their tent.
According to Egypt's health ministry, 16 people have been killed and 781 wounded in violence across Egypt since Sunday. For Newsy, I'm Elizabeth Hagedorn.